The Super Eagles of Nigeria have arrived at the international airport in Kano State after their ordeal in Libya ahead of the 2025 African Cup of Nations qualifier. It may interest you to know that Super Eagles departed Nigeria for Libya on Sunday, had their flight unexpectedly diverted to a remote airport far from the match venue, resulting to an additional 3-hour road journey to their destination. The situation worsened as the players, pilots and other personnel were stranded at the Libyan airport for over 13 hours without access to necessities. Pictures of the team sleeping on benches went viral early on Monday, prompting condemnation. However, the team has now landed in Nigeria after their flight was cleared to take off from Libya.
But I spoke to a few players who said that this situation is one that they will not wish on their worst enemies, that it was just a very terrible night for them, knowing that there was a lot of uncertainty in a land that they felt not to be safe in. At some point, some of the players had their clubs send private jets into Libya, but it was said that the Libyan authorities decided that they should go by road to Benghazi before they could leave via the flight. But they did not want to leave by road, knowing that they might just be unsafe. It's just been a back and forth. We had the sports minister also speak with the CAF president and saying that at the moment, the major concern now is the safety of the players, not even playing the game, because it's meant to be a football game and not something of war. If you are taking this kind of decisions or this kind of actions against players who came in to represent their countries with a delegation, it's just a sad and a very unsportsmanlike attitude. And unsurprisingly, this is not the first time it's happening in a North African country. We've seen Eimba in the past. We've seen clubs like Rivers United, Remo Stars being subjected to such an act. In 2022, we had Eimba players stay at the airport for about 24 hours when they had to play Al-Ittihad. And it's just a very sad one. But as it stands, the Super Eagles are already in Kano.
All right, so what is the implication of forfeiting this game? How would this incident affect Nigeria's performance in the remaining qualifiers?
The disciplinary committee will be drawn up to see the extent of the damages, but it's glaring to everyone that it's just put Africa in a ridiculous situation, knowing that a lot of people, Europeans, a lot of bodies are aware of this whole issue. Does it mean that clubs cannot go out to play football, because football ought to be a unifying factor? There's been a lot of statement back and forth, but for Nigeria as it stands, CAF says they are on it. If the Libyan authorities or the Libyan authorities are found innocent, they could reschedule the game, but if not, it ought to be a walkover for Nigeria. Initially, they were going to fly into Tripoli, but they did not do that because they wanted to avoid a 2-hour road trip, knowing that they were playing a game the next day, that's on Tuesday. But while going to Benghazi, an hour before the flight was to land, they were diverted into the Al-Abrak airport, and according to the media officer, that's Olajire, says it looked quite deserted, and they were locked there, no communications. These people had all their documents.